Have you ever watched your plants struggle despite using expensive fertilizers and wondered if there's a simpler way? What if I told you that 2 common ingredients sitting in your kitchen right now could transform your soil overnight and give your plants the vitality they've been missing? Today, I'm sharing a game-changing method that costs pennies to make but delivers results that rival the most expensive store-bought fertilizers. This isn't just another gardening hack. It's a natural bioenzyme that will revolutionize how you think about plant nutrition. But why do orange peels and brown sugar work so incredibly well together when most people just throw these items away? The secret lies in what happens when these 2 ingredients meet water and time. Orange peels contain natural acids and essential oils that plants absolutely love, along with nutrients like potassium, phosphorus, and trace minerals. When you dry and powder orange peels, you're concentrating these beneficial compounds into a form that's easy for plants to absorb. Brown sugar plays the role of the activator in this magical transformation. It doesn't just sweeten the mix, it feeds the beneficial bacteria that turn your simple ingredients into a powerful bioenzyme. During fermentation, the sugar breaks down and creates the perfect environment for microorganisms to multiply and work their magic. Here's what actually happens during those 2 weeks of waiting. The natural sugars feed beneficial bacteria, which then break down the orange peel nutrients into forms that plant roots can immediately use. The fermentation process also creates natural enzymes that help plants resist pests and diseases. It's like having a tiny pharmaceutical factory working in your container, producing everything your plants need to thrive. The most fascinating part is how this mixture creates a living ecosystem. Unlike chemical fertilizers that give plants a quick boost and then disappear, this bioenzyme continues working in your soil. The beneficial bacteria keep multiplying, breaking down organic matter, and releasing nutrients slowly over time. Your soil becomes more alive with each application. What makes this even better is that harmful insects actually hate the smell of fermented citrus. So while you're feeding your plants, you're also creating a natural pest deterrent. It's like getting a 2-in-1 solution that costs almost nothing to make. Now that you understand the science, let me walk you through creating this powerful mixture that gardeners are calling liquid gold. Start by collecting orange peels whenever you eat oranges or make fresh juice. Don't worry about removing every bit of white pith. It actually contains beneficial nutrients too. The key is proper drying. Spread your peels in direct sunlight until they become completely crispy. If there's any moisture left, they won't grind into the fine powder you need. Once your peels are bone dry, toss them into a mixer grinder and pulse until you get a fine powder. This grinding process breaks down the cell walls and makes all those nutrients readily available for fermentation. Here's where water choice becomes crucial. Rainwater works best because it's naturally free of chemicals. If you only have tap water, let it sit in an open container for 24 hours so the chlorine can evaporate. Chlorine kills the beneficial bacteria we want to cultivate, so this step isn't optional. For every 2 liters of water, add 6 tablespoons each of your orange peel powder and brown sugar. The fermentation ratio is important. Too little sugar and the bacteria won't multiply properly. Too much, and you'll create an imbalanced mixture. Stir everything thoroughly until the brown sugar completely dissolves. Cover your container, but don't seal it tight. Gases need to escape during fermentation. Every 2 to 3 days, give the mixture a good stir. This prevents gas buildup and ensures proper fermentation. You'll notice the liquid gradually changing color and developing a slightly sour smell. That's exactly what you want. After 2 weeks, strain the liquid through a fine mesh. The leftover pulp makes excellent compost material, so nothing goes to waste. Here's where your patience pays off, because applying this bioenzyme correctly makes all the difference between okay results and absolutely amazing plant transformation. The dilution method depends entirely on how you want to use your liquid gold. For foliar feeding, take your strained bioenzyme and mix it with 10 liters of clean water. This creates the perfect strength for spraying directly onto leaves, stems, and the soil around your plants. The diluted mixture won't burn delicate foliage, but still delivers powerful nutrients. Fill a spray bottle with your diluted mixture and apply it during early morning or late evening when the sun isn't too harsh. This timing prevents the liquid from evaporating too quickly and gives plants maximum absorption time. Spray generously on both the top and undersides of leaves. That's where plants absorb nutrients most efficiently. The second application method involves root zone feeding, which works incredibly well for established plants. Pour the diluted mixture directly around the base of your plants, making sure it soaks deep into the soil. This method delivers nutrients straight to the root system where plants can immediately put them to work. Frequency matters more than you might think. For actively growing plants, apply this mixture every 2 weeks during growing season. For stressed or struggling plants, you can use it weekly until you see improvement. During winter months, reduce applications to once monthly since plants are growing more slowly. Watch for these signs that your bioenzyme is working. Within a week, you'll notice leaves becoming more vibrant and greener. After 2 weeks, new growth appears stronger and more robust. Plants develop better resistance to pests and diseases, and flowering plants produce more blooms. The beauty of this natural approach is that you can't really overdo it. Unlike chemical fertilizers that can burn plants, this gentle bioenzyme feeds your plants gradually and safely. Before we dive into advanced techniques, drop a comment below and tell me what plants you're most excited to try this on. But what if you're not working with traditional garden beds and want to use this bioenzyme for container plants, house plants, or challenging growing situations? Container gardening requires a slightly different approach because potted plants have limited soil volume and drainage considerations. For container plants, use a more diluted mixture, 1 part bioenzyme to 15 parts water. Containers dry out faster, and nutrients can become concentrated, so this gentler approach prevents any potential issues while still delivering excellent results. Houseplants absolutely love this treatment, but indoor conditions call for special timing. Apply your diluted bioenzyme once every 3 weeks during spring and summer when houseplants are actively growing. During winter months, reduce to once every 6 weeks since indoor plants slow their growth considerably. Seasonal timing makes a huge difference in results. Spring applications jumpstart new growth after winter dormancy. Summer feeding supports heavy flowering and fruiting. Fall applications help plants store nutrients for winter survival. Even winter feeding benefits evergreen plants and houseplants that continue growing under artificial lights. Storage becomes important when you're making larger batches. Your finished bioenzyme keeps well in a cool, dark place for up to 6 months. Always store it in containers that allow slight gas expansion. Fermentation continues slowly even in finished mixtures. Troubleshooting common issues is straightforward once you know what to look for. If your mixture smells overly alcoholic, fermentation happened too quickly. Next time, use less sugar. If nothing seems to happen after 2 weeks, your water might have contained too much chlorine, or the temperature was too cold for bacterial activity. Climate adaptations matter too. In very hot climates, fermentation happens faster, sometimes in just 10 days. In cooler regions, allow up to 3 weeks for complete fermentation. The key indicator is always that earthy, slightly sour smell that tells you beneficial bacteria have done their work properly. What if I told you that your bioenzyme is just the beginning, and there are simple ways to multiply its effectiveness using things you probably throw away every day? The real game changer comes when you start combining your orange peel bioenzyme with other kitchen scraps. Banana peels, watermelon rinds, and vegetable scraps can all be added to your fermentation process. These additions create a more complex nutrient profile that feeds plants in ways single ingredient mixtures simply can't match. Worm castings take this method to an entirely different level. When you add half a cup of worm castings to every liter of your diluted bioenzyme, you're introducing millions of beneficial microorganisms that work alongside your fermented mixture. These tiny helpers continue breaking down nutrients in your soil long after you've applied the liquid. For long-term soil building, consider creating fermented kitchen waste deposits directly in your garden. Dig holes about twice the size of your planting area, fill them halfway with mixed kitchen scraps, then cover with soil and apply your bioenzyme mixture. This creates underground nutrient factories that feed plants for months. Building sustainable practices means thinking beyond single applications. Save all your citrus peels throughout the year and make larger batches seasonally. Store finished bioenzyme in cool conditions and always have some fermenting for continuous supply. This approach eliminates dependence on store-bought fertilizers completely. The most advanced gardeners combine this bioenzyme approach with composting systems. Use your liquid to accelerate compost breakdown, while your compost provides solid organic matter for soil structure. Together, they create a closed-loop system where nothing gets wasted and everything feeds back into healthier soil. Remember that building truly healthy soil takes time, but every application of this bioenzyme moves you closer to that goal. Your plants will show improvement within weeks, but the real transformation happens in your soil's ecosystem over months and seasons. This simple 2-ingredient method proves that the best solutions often come from the most unexpected places. Your kitchen scraps and a bit of patience can create something more powerful than expensive fertilizers. Start your first batch today and watch your plants transform into the vibrant, healthy specimens you've always wanted them to be. If you loved learning about natural fertilizers, you'll definitely want to check this next video.